Alright, you guys, we have another shoulder mobility exercise coming at you. It's not one of those long duration stretches. This is definitely, by some people's standards, not a sexy exercise, and that is totally fine. But once you normalize your ranges of motion, instead of thinking that you have to stretch every single day for the rest of your life, how about you just continually use the ranges of motion that you have so you don't lose them? So, joint circles are amazing for that reason. You maintain your range of motion, you use your range of motion on a day-to-day basis. Your body says, oh, I'm still using it, I don't need to get rid of it. So you keep it and you maintain it. And by going through these joint circles, you're still creating tension and strength at your outer ranges of motion, so you can actually still expand your ranges of motion even further. So a shoulder joint circle is going to look at moving our ball and socket joint around, just the glenohumeral joint, without having other compensation happening throughout our spine or throughout our shoulder blade. Okay? So we should be able to move our shoulder joint, that ball and socket, without moving our whole shoulder girdle around. Okay? We should be able to move that ball and socket joint without moving our neck around and our spine around, or even arching through our lower back. So that's what we're going to go through right now. A big shoulder joint circle without compensating and moving through other areas of our body. So what that looks like, I want you to first take a big belly breath, brace, continue breathing, but take your hand on your lower rib cage so we're not extending through our spine and that rib cage isn't flaring up into our hands. Hold that rib cage down and just feel for that rib cage moving. We're going to take our thumb, it's going to be pointing forwards for now. We're going to raise it up as high as we can. Imagine that you're fighting through like very viscous like water or oil, so you're using your own muscles just to fight through all this range of motion. Once you're in full shoulder flexion, we're going to internally rotate our shoulders, so we're bringing our thumb, pointing it forwards, and we're going to sweep a big circle backwards while we're still rotating internally at that shoulder joint. So once we're finished, the back of our hands is going to be up against our thigh. We're going to reach back in shoulder extension, and then we're going to unrotate in the external rotation at the shoulder and sweep a big circle forwards. And that is a shoulder joint circle going through all of our shoulder ranges of motion. If you want, we can even add in a little bit of adduction with shoulder flexion, and then get a little bit of internal rotation. And we can work abduction out there as well. We can adduct again. But notice, it's all the movement is coming through this shoulder joint right here. I'm not doing this, so I might be compensating a little bit, but I'm not really reaching up like that. And I'm not rotating and letting my shoulder blade dump forward throughout. So give that a shot, do that on both sides, and you will realize that it's a lot harder than you might think, especially if you're creating a lot of tension and irradiating your entire body instead of just haphazardly just going through shoulder circles like that and not really getting the biggest bang for your buck.